The department was forced to drop the charges because you forgot to read him his Miranda rights. What possible reason is there for not doing the only thing you have to do when arresting someone?
On March 13, 1963, Ernesto Miranda was arrested in his house for an alleged kidnapping, robbery, and rape. For 2 hours, without a lawyer present, Miranda was questioned about his crimes. Miranda finally wrote a confession to the crimes by the end of the long interrogation. His attorney would later on bring up the fact that Miranda had not been informed of his rights to have a lawyer against self-incrimination. This was eventually taken to the Supreme Court, which was ruled against Arizona 5-4. You have the right to remain silent. Everything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one, one will be provided for you. Do you understand these rights that I have read to you?
Yes.
After knowing these rights and with these rights in mind, do you still wish to speak to me?
No.
The Chief Justice for the case, Earl Warren, wrote a 60-page written opinion. Released on June 13, 1966, the opinion outlined the police procedure to ensure that the defendants are clearly informed of their rights as they are being detained and interrogated.
I think it's important for two reasons. One, not everyone's aware of their rights, and two, it forces police officers to recognize the rights that citizens have.
Oh, I think the Miranda rights are very important because it allows a person to know what their rights are, what they can do in the situation that they're currently in.
When an individual is being arrested, it is important that they know that they have the choice to speak or not speak at all.
So that people are aware of their rights and know they have the right to remain silent and the right to a lawyer before their interrogation.
The Miranda rights are taken so seriously that if the individual being put under arrest doesn't speak English or is deaf, an interpreter will come in and say or sign it for them.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you do or say can be used, what's the next part? As a flotation device.
Although Miranda won the case against Arizona, he did not get off that easy. The state of Arizona retried him and he got sentenced to 20 to 30 years in prison. After being released on January 31st, 1976, Miranda was stabbed to death in a bar. In 1992, Houston police officers found 2 homicide victims in which they traced back to Genevieve Salinas. Salinas agreed to give a statement but was not arrested, therefore not read his rights. He stayed silent throughout the process but was found guilty in 1993 due to evidence from a witness and shotgun shells. After being found guilty, he ran away and wasn't captured and arrested until 15 years later. At the trial, Salinas argued that he could invoke his Fifth Amendment protection against self-incrimination, whether he was in custody or not. Despite his argument, the Supreme Court ruled a 5-4 decision towards Texas. Some states that are on the border add an extra line. It says, if you are not a United States citizen, you may contact your country's consulate prior to any questioning. Miranda warnings may have lower confession rates. Miranda rights don't prevent undercover officers from obtaining admissible information in jails.
Your Honor, there's something you need to understand,
Right,
though.
there's nothing you can do. She's going to jail this time.
I don't know about that.
And why not?
Apparently, Your Honor, our officers forgot to Mirandize her.
I was waiting for Miranda to come in there and nobody came in there. I was waiting for her. That's right. Ain't nobody Miranda me. Miranda wasn't even in the room.
Excuse me?
We were fighting for our lives, Your Honor.
You forgot to Mirandize her?
That old woman got the strength of any man.
I've got to let you go.
You gotta let me go.
As much as I hated,